attend a sleepover, never have a play date, never be in a school play, never complain about not being in a school play, never watch TV or play computer games, never choose extracurricular activities, never get any grade less than an A, never not be the #1 student in the class, never play any instrument other than piano or violin, never not play the piano or violin. These are the 10 rules set by Amy Chua, a Chinese American mother who overly sticks to Chinese traditional disciplines in the new environment. Here's the book written by Amy Chua, The Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother, about how she educates her two successful daughters. Actually, education, especially family education, is always considered irreplaceable at any time along Chinese history. Therefore, after the movement to the new place with different cultures, Chinese parents have to get rid of the outdated values in domestic education, and at the same time sustain the good ones in the proper way. And after coming here, I know several Chinese immigrant families whose education methods are so different that I began research and read dozens of articles from library database, and now draw my own conclusion on the sustainability of immigrant parenting. As an immigrant continent, North America pays much attention to immigrants, especially to non-European immigrants recent years, because they accounted for 78% of the total Canadian population from 2006 to 2011. Among them, the Chinese non-European made for 16% of the whole Canadian immigrant population. It's the second largest group. So since the family education is the main issue for most Chinese immigrants, so to know something about immigrant parenting can be helpful in understanding the changing society of North America and in getting along with these minority groups. Then what change should parents make to better educate their children after immigration? Today I'm going to talk about 3 ways to sustain good immigrant parenting using Chinese example. Specifically, the 3 ways are accepting values in new culture, changing rules of traditional teaching, and improving ways to communicate. The first thing after immigration is to accept values in new culture. Not too little and not too much. Too little means that the parents have a strong orientation towards ethnic culture, which means they are unwilling to instill Western values to their kids. According to former research, the parents who maintain a high involvement in Chinese culture, such as language, identity, and social ties, may experience the high distance from their children compared to those who lay less emphasis on their own culture. Too much means that parents discard all Chinese tenets and totally westernized. So, totally westernized, this strategy can be can bring pains to those parents who are the first immigrant generation, such as language barriers, cultural gap, and so on. In addition, it will hurt self-identity and ethnic pride, which are important in children's growth. Second, after dealing with the values in your culture, parents should get ready to change the rules of traditional teaching. On the one hand, some outdated stereotypes should be abandoned. For example, over-controlling can bring more conflicts between parents and kids. For example, between parents and kids. And also hierarchical parental rules can also hurt children's courage and creativities, which are essential during kids' development. On the other hand, the new views towards family education should be established. Besides academic progress and physical well-being, parents should also lay emphasis on their mental health. According to research suggests that Asian American youth experience tremendous psychological and social adjustment difficulties. Other studies also found that the Asian American students tend to have a higher level of anxiety and a lower level of self-esteem compared to their Caucasian, Black, and Latino peers. If the parents already have good adjustments for values in new culture and rules of traditional teaching, then the next step would be to improve ways to communicate. Communication plays an essential role in children's development, especially for immigrant families. And people have made an experiment that they divided Chinese immigrant students into two groups. One with distressed symptoms such as high levels of sadness, anxiety, and self-consciousness. Another without these symptoms. And the result shows that the non-distressed group, they always have an open and effective way to communicate with their parents. And also, what's more, the communication can also improve the relationship between parents and the kids. This is shown in the experiment before that parents of the non-distressed students, they often present their perspectives and respect their children's ideas without forcing them to agree. Therefore, children feel comfortable to share their feelings and thoughts with their parents, and their relationship becomes even better after immigration. So these are the three ways to sustain good immigrant parenting. Maybe accepting new values in new culture, changing rules of traditional teaching, and improving ways to communicate are not sufficient to achieve perfect parenting, but there are at least three factors worth thinking about. Overall, it is better for Chinese parents to integrate general principles of Chinese education into the new cultural context. Even though the different families may apply different techniques, the same goal is to help their children healthily and happily grow up. Thank you.